Hey, how we doing? Today we're going to be talking about movement training and basically the social media marketing story behind movement training and how it began. So let's get right into it. So for my project and overall goals, I wanted to create a personal instruction business that allowed me to inspire young athletes and put them in a position of success. And that goes about just, like learning new things and bringing the game of baseball in a way that I see it. And being fortunate enough to be a college baseball player, I'm able to bring things that they've never actually learned and be able to implement stuff that they've actually probably never heard of. And so when it comes to movement training, I wanted it to be something where I'm able to establish myself in the baseball community and actually give my take on what things may be right or what things may be wrong, and so on and so forth. And so what really helped me going forward movement training was that, one, I'm going to be able to share my thoughts and what I think about the game, and two is what can I personally learn when it comes to the game of baseball. What are other people putting out there? It's a huge learning factor when it comes to creating a page like this. And it's an investment in itself, but it's produced great fruits. So let's continue forward. So for my social media marketing strategy story, I wanted to reach athletes between 13 and 25. So basically any type of athlete that is either travel team baseball, high school baseball, or even professional baseball. And these are the different athletes that we see on Instagram, especially, which is the channel that actually helped me the most, but we'll talk about that a little later. And I wanted to be able to reach out to them and put them in a position where I can bring what I know to them, as I said earlier. And if I'm able to do that, then I'm actually making an impact in the baseball community on the internet. And so when it comes to bringing information to the game of baseball's in the past few years has gained a lot of traction in the world of data. And so if we can implement data into baseball, that's where movement training can come in. And that's what myself and the people who incorporate themselves in movement training actually try to establish. How can we bring data-driven metrics to the game of baseball? And so it's all about bringing the new to the old. And with this new data, we can learn what's the most efficient way to swing the bat, what's the most efficient way to throw a pitch, and so on and so forth. How can we get the best out of ourselves through science and also different ways that, you've probably never heard of. And that's where movement training comes in. And so with social media marketing strategies, just attracting the people that, want to learn more stuff about the game of baseball. And that's going to be my niche. My niche is the people who actually might want to see my content and engage with my content. And if I can do that, then I'm in a good spot. And so did I achieve these goals? Movement training has been a huge success in the past 3 to 4 months. I've actually reached over 30,000 people and had 30,000 different impressions. And my impressions are listed here because I wanted to bring things that people actually want to see and actually want to know. And that's like, okay, like how many followers do you have? Like how many people engage with your stuff? So just to start off, I wanted to grow organically for the first 2-3 months and see what I can gain. But I realized to grow, you need to be able to put yourself out there. And so I followed the follow strategies, basically just following as many people as I can in my department or niche is what people want to see. And if I can do that, then more people are going to want to follow me back. So I started that about 2-3 weeks ago, and I've gained over 500 followers already just from doing that simple little task. And my followers went up, but as you can see, I'm at 2,730. But I jumped 500 followers, and I was able to talk to different people and learn different things. And in a way that has helped me grow exponentially very fast, and it's something that I'm going to continue to do, because if I can continue to do that, I just see a positive trend. Why stop? This is where the analytics are helping me. So I'm going to continue moving forward and continue moving in that direction and seeing, following people through the influencers, which we're going to talk about here pretty soon, that actually help my page. And, and I've been able to see my page grow pretty fast just from something simple as this. Let's keep moving forward. So who's influenced my posts? The biggest influencers are Robbie Rowe and Coach Ferber. And so I know they're not listed here, but they're basically the Instagram gurus of baseball. They're the people who put out content consistently and actually try to, influence the game of baseball through the internet. And so what happens is Robbie Rowe is basically more on the data metric driven side. So he's more, throw your fastball at this angle with this amount of degrees on it, just to keep it in simple layman terms. And on the other hand, we have Coach Ferber, who's basically just He's more of a motivational type of guy, like, hey, hit the ball harder, run faster. And these are two different sides of the spectrum that if you put together, that's where I want to land movement training, is if we can find the happy medium there, then we can actually put ourselves in a spot where we're influencing the market in a new way. And so with the combinations of adding my new touch, I can find that happy medium and actually bring the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be something that I can see being attractive. And it has been attractive to a lot of people, to where the point, if I give them a follow, I'm actually getting a lot of followers back, which kind of goes back on that follow for follow method, how people are actually, you know, engaging with my content and bringing, you know, just interacting with my stuff and actually, you know, looking out for movement training, which is a great point. Let's keep moving forward. So basically my goals or tone was like, kind of how I touched in the beginning. I wanted to grow slow, but then I realized, you know what, like if I really want to grow this thing to a massive, you know, gathering, or I want to reach thousands of people, which I have to be able to reach out to people. And I had this analogy. I was like, okay, the garden analogy, I have to let it grow slowly. Don't force growth, because that's where I will burn out. And that's where I start forcing stuff down my like members' throats. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to burn myself out. You know, I want to stay consistent as I can. And I want to put myself in a position where, you know, there's people that are actually, you know, they like what I'm posting and they can see that I enjoy posting the stuff that I do. And if I were to consistently try to reach, you know, all these people real fast, it just ruins my credibility. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want my credibility to be ruined. And, you know, I just want to bring stuff that I love and to this page and show people that, you know, this is what I like to do. If you like to do it, hey, cool, you know, and that's why I follow the people that like the same stuff that I do. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it much easier because you're following people that already, you know, interact with that type of stuff. So why not, you know, if my page is attractive enough to them, you know, why not give me a follow? And so just being informative in an understandable way. You know, I'm a college student. You know, I'm able to attract to the audience that is on the Instagram page now, and I just see it as an opportunity for me to, you know, integrate myself into the baseball community from a young age, and, you know, interact with these people who, you know, maybe the similar age as I am, and or have been through the things that I have, and, you know, and we can all just come together on this platform, which is movement training, and do some good stuff. So basically my best like posts were, you know, these 3 posts that I have right here posted. The first one on the left was one of my earlier videos. It has over 1,000 views. I did promote it once, but for some reason this video, we simply talk about just a simple drill to one of my friends. It just blew up out of nowhere. We did like 1,200 views with over 5,000 impressions. So basically over 5,000 people had the opportunity to see my post. And so yeah, that post recently just hit over 1,000. I have about 1,500 views on right now. And that's something that, you know, the kind of stuff I'm looking for to reestablish and redo once again, because that can bring the same results as it did. The second one right here, I started messing around with kind of the visual of it, of how, like, okay, what's the best way to attract eyes to it, you know, and make it engaging and interesting while watching. It's a simple throwing routine that I do. And, you know, it actually blew up just because I think they would call it the thumbnail on YouTube, or I call it the thumbnail on Instagram, or the cover was very like attracting, you know, like it was me holding a ball and a throwing club, and it just gained a lot of views. And it actually was one of my first over 100 likes posts for the first time. And that was a huge accomplishment for me, because like I said, I started from scratch, and it was just an idea that kind of blew up. And, this final post on the right is with a young kid who walked in who had trouble throwing the baseball. And he had, you know, you could tell he was very uncomfortable in this throwing position. In a matter of 30 minutes, I was able to work with him and put him in a strong throwing position and put him in a spot to where he's going to be happy to throw a baseball. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to get done. And so, yeah, no, this post actually blew up. This was one of my most liked posts with over 130 likes and a bunch of saves, over, I think it was like 8 or 10 saves, which is huge because that also helps the algorithm implement itself. But yeah, no, these are my 3 best posts, and they all added something different and unique to my platform. And like, these are the type of stuff that I can build off, and I want to continue to. So which channel worked best, excuse me? Instagram was my best one. Facebook and LinkedIn were good, but I just simply felt like I was posting and not engaging with the community with members of the community that actually wanted to see myself. Facebook, I felt like I had an older audience that wanted to keep learning, but Instagram, it just felt like the right touch because they were there and they were, there was the people that I wanted to reach, and there's a young audience on Instagram. So why not put myself there and establish myself, which I have. Facebook and LinkedIn just didn't feel appropriate. Facebook was my second best. LinkedIn was my third best. LinkedIn, it just didn't feel like the right place. I didn't want to feel like I was trying to sell something, but it felt like Instagram was the place to be because of the information that I brought and the type of material that I wanted to display to my audience. So let's continue moving forward. So basically, analytics, as I touched on before, I gained more than 500 followers through the follow for follow method, and I just wanted to post. Based off the post that I did well, I wanted to recreate that type of stuff and keep adding my own touch to it, because if I can keep the consistency that I've had and keep adding that touch of innovation that I've had as well, I don't see how the page cannot have success. And that's what we're trying to get at here. And kind of just to wrap it up, what I learned was that social media marketing is important, and you have to be able to keep building on it and being consistent and keep learning and keep fluctuating through how things are changing. If you can do that and staying dynamic, you're going to be very successful, And so if we can put yourself in a good spot to be successful, as movement training has, why not keep moving forward with it, which I'm going to, and I'm excited to see where movement training keeps going. Thank you.